take a look outside. The steeple of the main sanctuary is now wrapped around a utility pole.
I was scared to death.
Why were you scared to death?
I thought the world was coming to an end.
This neighborhood off Ford Chapel Road was wrecked by a tornado.
As powerful wind gusts blew a tree onto this fire truck in Bartonsville. Police say the force of the explosion blew out the windows. The fire moved fast, destroying the home and causing part of it to collapse, and flames spreading throughout the dry brush. But this fire was started on purpose by the National Park Service.
I have come here to witness the snowbound fiasco.
Instead of pulling a sled, these pups are pulling converted off-road golf carts, and he's thankful to have a snow thrower to help ease the pain. All search and rescue teams follow a mantra called LAST. First, they have to locate the individual, and in this scenario, the person is injured on a ledge.
In the middle of all this mess and pieces of ripped apart homes are pieces of people's ripped apart lives. Volunteers came to this spot near Stovall and Yarborough Roads in Harvest to help look for personal belongings swept away, especially those of a woman who lost her life here.
This is what me and my mom found last night and came back to get it today.
Melissa Royster found the woman's family Bible. Royster grew up in this neighborhood. She's keeping the Bible and other belongings for the victim's little girl.
I just feel like anything I can find and give to her when she gets older, you know, that she'll be able to, she doesn't understand it right now. She doesn't realize what that Bible is, and she'll be able to understand it, I think, when she's an adult.
The woman who was found dead here lived in her trailer over there. The tornado picked it up, brought it all the way over here where it just blew apart.
It's devastating. I grew up on this street, you know, and people's lost everything, you know, friends, loved ones.
For her, finding treasured items for the victims in the middle of all this can help preserve the victims' memories.
And after this, we have another one up here where the man lost his life. Wife's in the hospital. We're going to go through their stuff and see what we can salvage for them.
The tornado leveled much of this neighborhood. Many people are trying to salvage what they can.
This is where my mother's house was. This is the front porch, and the house completely gone. Where the little bushes are up here, my brother had a double wide right there. So they're both just completely gone.
He's just glad they weren't here when the wind swept everything away.
I just thank the Lord they wasn't here in it.
He knows some here weren't so fortunate. In Harvest, John Meyer, WHNT News 19.
More than a dozen families living in a flooded section of West Main Street in downtown Bloomsburg ended up stranded after Fishing Creek spilled over its banks.
It is a little frustrating because now we have to bring in the National Guard to actually help us pluck out people. I mean, it is very frustrating when you try to warn people and give them a heads up that danger's coming. Get out.
A National Guard Black Hawk helicopter had to be dispatched, and emergency officials say 5 people were rescued by air. Rescue crews from central PA and outside Pittsburgh also helped, trying to reach stranded residents by boat. Rescuers say some people ended up turning them away. As for onlookers, the rescue effort was frustrating to watch.
So it's a shame when people are stubborn about that because they endanger other people besides themselves.
The flooding didn't only leave many people stranded, it also created a major problem on roadways. Interstate 80 near Bloomsburg from the Buckhorn to Bloomsburg exits closed after Fishing Creek spilled over part of the highway. In Bloomsburg, the Susquehanna River started swallowing the Bloomsburg Town Park. People gathered along the river's edge to take in how fierce and unforgiving the Susquehanna River could be. Some people decided to evacuate their homes that were too close to the river and ended up at the Bloomsburg Memorial Elementary School.
We're supplying 3 meals a day, a clean, dry place for them, a bit of mental health so that they are comfortable and they understand what's happening.
Elsa Speller left her house after she lost power and had no running water.
It's a little scary.
I would say anybody in Columbia County right now that doesn't need to go somewhere, stay home. We have a lot of emergency personnel out there trying to take care of emergency situations, and we don't need them to respond to somebody driving into a puddle and finding themselves stuck.
This group of volunteers is busy cleaning up a heavily traveled bridge in Stroudsburg, which is showing its age after more than 50 years of wear and tear. Armed with wire brushes in hand, the team targeted the rust-covered railings and went to work.
Actually, what we're doing is we're knocking some of the rust off of it and then just giving it a fresh coat of paint.
Peter Pesch is an Army veteran. Cleaning up this bridge means a little more to him than some in his group, mainly because this bridge honors all local veterans. It's the Veterans Memorial Bridge. Pesch says it's only right to make sure this bridge gets the tender, loving care it so deserves.
It's
just a very small thing giving back. It's just another way to remember people. These are the folks that did a lot for us, made the country strong.
Mark Bayless is one of the organizers of the project. He is also a veteran and director of the Valor Clinic Foundation, an organization to help homeless veterans get housing. Bayless thought having veterans help to beautify this bridge is the best way to give back.
PennDOT has plenty to do with the bridges, as everybody well knows, and haven't had a chance to get to this one. So we were talking with the Monroe County Veterans Council, and they were interested in trying to restore it.
One of the organizers of this project says another main reason to beautify the Veterans Memorial Bridge is to get it ready for this year's Veterans Day Parade, which will be kicking off sometime in November. That is the first time after nearly 20 years.
We're going to bring the Veterans Parade across this bridge and finish in Dansbury Park over here.
I just felt compelled to do this.
Xavier Rodriguez is an 18-year-old from Blakesley and a graduate of Pocono Mountain West. The Poconos are his home, and he can't bear to see any more trash collecting in one section of his neighborhood.
I've passed by this area multiple times. I've seen dozens and dozens of trash bags, over thousands actually, in trees, on grass, in areas that animals live in, and environmentally it's disgusting.
So Xavier took the trash issue into his own hands and started collecting the garbage that's been accumulating here off Route 940 in Mount Pocono.
I found it interesting that so many people live here and nobody's doing anything to change it. So we just did it.
Xavier's good friend Amanda Verasac and Tyron Brown Jr. decided to pitch in.
Because it's a lot of trash. I did not expect that much trash.
We worked on that and got that little area clean.
But with a project this large, Xavier's team of 3 needs a little backup. If you want to help Xavier and his friends with the cleanup effort, there's some things you got to keep in mind. You want to come prepared, so make sure you bring some water, apply the bug spray. Also, you want to dress correctly. Keep your hair up if you have long hair, wear long pants, and also bring some heavy-duty gloves. If you don't have any, don't worry, they'll be provided. Also provided, some trash bags, and then it's time to get to work.
Why not? Why not come out here and do this? It's gorgeous outside, gorgeous weather, it's springtime. Come and clean, do something positive.
And that's exactly what Xavier inspired me to do as well. The group will meet again Thursday at 9 in the morning on Route 940 across the street from Walmart in Mount Pocono. Reagan Medji, Newswatch 16, Monroe County.